Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, let me introduce myself. My full name is Mardiana, with student identification number 20400124009. I'm a student from Makassar State Islamic University. Now I will answer the question from a course linguistic. Okay, now let's begin. I agree because understanding the basic concept of language and communication is essential in linguistics. Language is the primary tool for conveying information and interacting, while communication encompasses the process and context in which language is used. Understanding both helps an analysis how language function, how meaning is formed, and how social interacting occur. With this foundation, we can explore more complex except of linguistics such as syntax, semantic, and pragmatic. Communication is the process of conveying information, ideas, or feelings between individuals or groups through various means such as verbal, written, or non-verbal communication. According to online definitions, communication can be understood as the exchange of information that enables social interaction. Meanwhile, according to expert Hernandez, A. and Gray, communication is a process of social interaction of a verbal or non-verbal nature with the intentionally on transmission, which can influence both with and without intention the behavior of the people who are writing the converge of said emotion. Humans have various communication systems that can be categorized into several main types. The first, verbal communication. This involves the use of words, both spoken and written. The second, nonverbal. Nonverbal communication. This includes body language, facial experience, hand gesture, and eye contact. The third, visual communication. This use image, graphic, and symbols to convey information. And the fourth, interpersonal communication. This involves interaction between individuals occurring in both and informal contexts. The fifth, mass communication. This involves disseminating information to a large audience simultaneously, typically through media such as television, radio, and internet. The sixth, digital communication. Each of these communication systems has its own characteristic and function, allowing humans to interact, share information, and build social relationship. People who deliver speeches in social interacting typically possess several types of knowledge. The first, subject knowledge. They have a deep understanding of the topic being discussed. The second, audience awareness. They understand who their audience is, including their interests, background, and expectation. The third, communication skills. They master effective communication, such as structuring a speech using voice modulation and body language. The fourth, culture knowledge. Understanding different culture norm and value allows them to communication sensitively and respectfully with this diverse audience. The five, practice skill. Experience is in public speaking and practicing speech delivery helps enhance their confidence and presentation skills. Writing can be considered one of the important communication systems, as it allows for permanent conveyance of information that can be accessed repeatedly, unlike spoken communication, which is temporary and immediate. Between spoken and written communication, many linguists are often interested in studying writing. This is due to several reasons. The first, writing can be stored and accessed at any time. The second, writing tends to follow stricter grammatical rules compared to spoken communication. The third, A talk writing expert can observe various language variations. To effectively communicate abstract ideas in written form, a writer typically needs to engage with four types of knowledge. The first, the relative knowledge. Involves understanding facts and concepts related to the subject matter. The writer must know the foundational principles and key ideas of the topic they are discussing. The second, uh, procedural knowledge. This type of knowledge refers to understanding how to uh, ex- execute text or processes in writing. This includes knowing how to structure arguments, use language effectively, and employ different writing styles and teachings. The third, knowledge. Encompasses knowing when and why to use certain strategies or approaches. A writer must recognize the context of their audience and the purpose of their writing, allowing them to tailor their message appropriately. Uh, the first, metacognitive knowledge. Involves self-awareness about one's own thought process and writing strategies. Writing should be able to evaluate their understanding and skills, reflecting on their effectiveness and making adjustment and as necessary. Gestures is a vital communication system as it enhances verbal language and conveys meaning. Bernardis and Gentilacci emphasizes that gesture complement speech, reflecting cognitive process and intention. They categorize gesture into types like iconic and affective, showing that nonverbal cause enrich communication by adding layers of meaning beyond words. Informative signals and communication signals have different function and purpose. Informative signals, these signals convey information or data without direct interaction. Examples include traffic signs or temperature indicators. Their main purpose is to provide clear information. Uh, Communicative signals. This involves signals that facilitate social interactions and express emotion. Examples include hand gesture, facial experience, or body language used to communicate with others. Psych language. This falls under the category of communicative signals. Psych language is a communication system that uses hand movements, facial experience, and body movement to convey message, especially for the deaf community. Psych language is more related to interpersonal communication and experience, while information signals focus on conveying information. Yes, I agree that psych language is a form of natural language. Psych language has a complex system of signs, grammar, and structure similar to spoken language. It is effectively used by its user to communicate, express thought, and share experience. Psych language also develops naturally within social context, creating a unique vocabulary and grammar. Like spoken language, psych language can convey complex and abstract meanings. Therefore, psych language meets the criteria of being a legitimate natural language. Individuals who are deaf and learn psych language need to study several important components including uh, the first, vocabulary. Understanding and mastering various signs and symbols used in sign language. The second, grammar, learning the structure of sentence, word order, and, and specific of and specific grammatical rules in sign language. The third, facial experience and body language, mastering nonverbal aspects that are crucial for experiencing emotions and meanings. The fourth, cultural context, understanding the cultural background of the sign language community, including norms and customs. Uh, 5. Interpersonal communication, developing skill to communication with others, both following sign language use and speaker of spoken language. Uh, the six, storytelling, learning how to tell stories or convey information in an engaging and easily understood manner. By, by studying this component, individuals who are deaf can communicate and interact more effectively with their surroundings. Okay, that's all for me. Thanks for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.